There's a phrase that's been repeated across every great pursuit, from sports to music to leadership. Repetition is the mother of mastery. But in a world obsessed with novelty, repetition becomes underrated. We chase new techniques, new hacks, new inspiration. But the truth is that mastery doesn't come from doing something new. It comes from doing the same thing, better, deeper, with more precision, over and over and over again. I'm your host, Isaac, and today on the Standards of Excellence podcast, we're exploring the power of repetition and why greatness isn't born in the moments of inspiration, but in the hours of repetition that nobody sees. Every skill, physical, mental, or emotional, is built through repetition. It's not talent that separates experts from amateurs, it's how many times they've done the work. Think about it. A pianist doesn't become a virtuoso by playing every song once. They master scales over and over until the movement becomes memory. An athlete doesn't reach the championship by trying new moves every day. They drill the fundamentals thousands of times, tens of thousands of times, until their body literally stops thinking and starts knowing. That's what repetition does. It turns knowledge into instinct. It moves performance from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, where it becomes effortless. Most people quit before they get to that point. They confuse boredom with completion. But boredom is the doorway to mastery. Only those who stay long enough to cross it ever discover how powerful repetition truly is. A few years ago, I met a professional boxer who trained the same punch combination every single day for over 10 years. When I asked him how he stayed motivated, repeating the same moves so often, he said something simple but really profound. He said, "I don't train until I get it right. I train until I can't get it wrong." That's the power of repetition. Because repetition doesn't just build skill, it builds certainty. It creates an unshakable confidence that can only come from deep familiarity with your craft. While others are still thinking, calculating, hesitating, you're moving instinctively, fluidly, and powerfully because repetition has already done its work. Excellence isn't about what you do once, it's about what you do every time. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Every time you repeat an action, whether it's swinging a bat, speaking to a crowd, or staying calm under pressure, your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with that behavior. It's called myelination, the process of coding neural connections with a fatty substance called myelin. The thicker the myelin, the faster the signal. The faster the signal, the more automatic the action. That's why repetition is literally rewiring your brain. Every rep, every round, every rehearsal is laying down another layer of myelin, making excellence your default mode. So if you want to become exceptional at anything, don't chase novelty. Chase mastery through repetition. Because repetition is how the extraordinary become ordinary. The reason most people resist repetition is simple. It's not exciting. Repetition feels slow, predictable, even dull in certain moments, and we mistake that feeling for a lack of progress. But in reality, repetition is progress. You're just too close to see it happening. The most dangerous part of growth isn't failure, it's fatigue. The voice that says, "I've already done this," or "I already know how to do this." That's the moment where mastery begins, and right after most people stop. Because repetition isn't about doing the same thing mindlessly, it's about doing the same thing mindfully, with awareness, precision, and purpose. If you keep repeating without reflection, you create habit. If you repeat with reflection, you create mastery. The difference is focus. Repetition creates rhythm, and rhythm builds consistency. When your actions have rhythm, you remove decision fatigue. You don't waste energy asking, "Should I?" You just do. That's how discipline transforms into freedom. Because once something has become routine, You free your mind for higher thinking. Your habits handle the basics. Your focus handles the breakthroughs. Repetition simplifies your life. The same workout, the same hour writing, the same morning ritual, they may seem mundane or monotonous, but they're what keep your foundation unshakable. And here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your repetitions. Repetition isn't just about performance, it's about character. Every time you repeat honesty, you strengthen integrity. Every time you repeat kindness, you build compassion. And every time you repeat gratitude, you train perspective. Your identity is built the same way your skills are, through repetition. You become what you do consistently, not what you occasionally attempt. That's why every choice matters, not because it's big, but because it's repeated. Small actions multiplied by time become destiny. So ask yourself, what are you rehearsing every day, consciously or unconsciously? Because repetition doesn't care whether the pattern serves you or sabotages you. It simply strengthens whatever you feed it. The beauty of repetition is that it teaches humility. It reminds you that mastery isn't a finish line, it's a rhythm. You never arrive, you evolve. Every repetition is feedback. Every rep reveals something new, a flaw to refine, a detail to sharpen, maybe a lesson to internalize. That's why the best never stop practicing. They know repetition isn't redundant, it's revealing. When you embrace repetition, you stop chasing success and you start embodying it for who you are. The difference between amateurs and masters isn't talent, it's tolerance for repetition. So today, embrace the routine. Fall in love with the process. Do it again, but this time with purpose, with presence, with excellence. Because everything great you'll ever achieve will come from one simple act. That's doing the right thing repeatedly. Thank you for listening to the Standards of Excellence podcast. If today's message resonated with you, share it with someone who's stuck between inspiration and discipline, and remind them that mastery lives in the repetition. Until next time, pursue excellence, practice until you can't get it wrong, and make today matter.